Well, okay, everybody, welcome to the Playbook. This is going to be an extra special episode because Jake is out of town, and Jake is usually the person who runs all of this. So we are unfortunately dealing with me running everything. So I already apologize in advance. But I'm Leighton, and I'm going to be completely honest. The first week of NFL being back is kind of killing me. This morning, which is September 9th, very confidently wrote down that it was September 10th. And last night, I very confidently said it was October. So we're doing great adjusting to the NFL schedule. But yeah, we have some special guests today. Sean, welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back. Good to be back. So, but yeah, and then on top of me being back, we have a new face or a familiar face actually. Tristan's back with us today as well.
Yeah, I got promoted from the guy that can't get a date to the guy that got a date and now is on the podcast today.
Let's go. Yeah, and I'm Noah. I have been thriving and vibing this weekend / beginning of the week. I have watched so much football, and I want it to be Thursday again already. Yeah, today I was gonna put on a game on my TV up here, and then I remembered it's Tuesday, and I got big sad because there's no football.
The most depressing days of the week are Tuesday and Wednesday.
Well, Wednesday there's probably some like small college game on, like Northwestern Illinois or something.
For the real desperate times.
They're a powerhouse this year.
That's right.
So, like I said, Jake is away this week. He will be back next week. So you only have to stick with my poor technical skills this week. But we do have some very sad news. Like we've said before, sometimes life gets in the way and, we have work and real life that happens. And so Krista is going to be stepping away from the podcast for a little while. We're hoping that she'll be back at some point, definitely maybe as a guest star, in case Jake needs to jet off to California again. But for now, it will be Jake. I can't remember your name, Noah. I'm just looking at you and I'm like, celery man.
If only it said his name.
Well, that would be great, wouldn't it? I feel like I was trying to get through this. I feel like I have to disclose at this point, like I have a terrible migraine. And so like, if things just don't make sense coming out of my mouth, we can blame it on the migraine. We can blame it on the migraine this time, and pretend it's not normal. But anyway, so Noah, Jake, and I will be obviously sticking around, and we're lucky to have a lot of amazing friends who are willing to step in and be Krista.
Yes.
Tristan is Krista's replacement today. So,
sorry, I just wanted to make sure we were clear. You said amazing, great friends and Tristan. Just had to make sure we were all on the same page.
I would never include you in amazing, great friends.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that would not be a mistake I would make. Don't worry. I feel like it's actually a little insulting. You had to clarify. I feel like everyone knows that at this point.
You're not wrong.
But
all right.
Well, much to my dismay, do you have something to say? This is how we're doing transitions this episode, guys.
I do.
Okay, well, I was about to line something up and make it all sparkly and glittery. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I want to talk about what is wrong with the Kansas City Chiefs because
My favorite topic.
What was that? Like, I turned on that game all excited, ready for some football. And by football, I mean Taylor Swift performance where there was a game happening. And the Chiefs barely even could put anything together.
But they
Now,
didn't show Taylor Swift.
exactly, like it was a disaster from the start. However, I'm not actually that worried about them going forward. Um, like I think they got thrown off with the Xavier Worthy injury. If you're a Chiefs fan, it must be nice having a team that wins a lot. I wouldn't know what that's like being a Broncos fan in the last decade. But if you're worried, you shouldn't be because they'll get it figured out. The suspension for Rashee Rice will be over before you know it, and in 10 weeks the Chiefs will be like 8-2, and everything will be back to normal. So I'm not worried about their performance. I think the Chargers came out ready to make a statement, and the Chiefs still had made it a game. So it's going to come down to, they're not going to be the high scoring, high flying offense we've seen in years past, but I think their team is plenty good. They're going to be the favorite in my book to win the AFC West still. And, if you're worried, you should take a page out of Aaron Rodgers' playbook and RELAX. So I think I spelled that right.
I wouldn't know.
I know that Aaron Rodgers would spell it right, but that's okay.
Do you think they're going to win this week?
Yeah. I'm going to pick the Chiefs virtually every week they're playing. Not because if there's a few teams where I would really have to consider it, but I think that if you're trying to pick the weeks the Chiefs are going to underwhelm, you're going to have a harder time than if you just pick them to win against virtually all of the teams in the NFL, maybe aside from like the Ravens and Bills and Eagles. Those would be the ones that you really have to consider the other team.
Yeah, it's a good thing they played the Eagles this week.
I was going to say, I'm really considering the Eagles this week.
I mean, I guess the way I think about it is I don't expect them to lose 2 games in a row. Although the Eagles also would be losing two games in a row.
The Eagles won.
The Eagles won.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot the Dak collapse. No, I don't think the Chiefs are gonna lose 2 games in a row many times ever. I think that this is going to be kind of a reversal of what we saw with the Chargers in Week 1 against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to be the ones that come out with something to prove, a little more pissed off, probably a little salty still from the Super Bowl. Although debatably they didn't even show up for that game, so they may not remember that they lost. But yeah, I'm not worried about them. Like, I wouldn't be picking the Chiefs in a survivor pool or something like that, but I picked them in the pick'em.
Yeah. Speaking of teams not to pick in a survivor pool, the Cleveland Browns. Because let me tell you, being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I sometimes feel bad for the Browns. I feel bad for the Cleveland fans sometimes. They have an organization that consistently screws up. They can't get anything right. They can't pick a quarterback. When they get a good quarterback, Baker Mayfield, they let stray wide receivers who are only there for short periods of time dictate everything. And that's how he ended up in Carolina. And then that's how he has become Tom Brady's replacement on the Bucs. But this week, Browns are gonna Brown. You can't keep signing quarterbacks and expect one of them to eventually work out. Joe Flacco is not the answer. If you really want my opinion, I think Shador Sanders will be the answer for the Browns if they give him the opportunity. Look what he did at preseason. He did pretty good in preseason, and I think he needs to be given the shot. And they actually might be able to go somewhere. They might actually be a threat, and they might actually be not last place in the division. They might actually swap place with Cincy. But
What a
until
bold take.
it is a bold take, but I'll take that bold take because I've been watching this division for years.
That's fair. They say they're
But
also wasting like a prime Miles Garrett too, who's like leading
exactly.
a defense that's like not horrible.
Well, that's true. And I don't even blame coaching. Coaching has to be like a
Yeah.
little bit of it. The players want to play. I have to blame like the GM. You have to blame upper management at this point. And at one point in time, when do the owners step in and be like, okay, we really need to shake things up. No one wants to be here. We almost lost this caliber defensive player. But what do we like? What do we do? Well, how can we keep going from here? And I think it goes to just the GM and all that. Until I think Cleveland will be in this rut and constantly be at the bottom of the AFC North until I don't know, until management goes through and they figure something out. Because how many
I
head
don't know if
coaches?
anything can change the Browns.
Very true. I try to be optimistic because I do feel bad for them sometimes. I truly do.
At least the Browns fans are used to not having success. So if it doesn't happen this year, it's just another year of failure. But
Right.
just what's one more year when it's been 50, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of franchises that are used to disappointment and failure, what on earth is going on with the Dolphins? I mean, I think we all kind of predicted that they were going to be legendarily bad this year, but I don't think any of us really could even anticipate how bad that they were on Sunday. I have a screenshot in my phone from August 14th where Mike McDaniel comes out and addresses the media, and he says, "Everyone is depending on me to be my best. I'm not in the business of letting down people who depend on me." And I knew in that moment that they were going to be so bad that I screenshotted that to be able to bring up when they inevitably were a disaster. Yes, the Colts looked better than anyone anticipated the Colts being. They were very methodical. They're very much, leaning into Daniel Jones' strengths and game planning to hide his weaknesses. So excellent job on the coaching and preparation for that game. Also, the O-line looked decently good, it's probably just because they were playing the Dolphins. But to the people who are saying that Tua is not only to blame, yes, that is true. The defense sucked at points. Special teams didn't step up, and everyone kind of dropped the ball. But also, Tua is the problem. I think everyone just needs to watch his second interception. It's probably one of the worst interceptions I have ever seen in my entire time of watching football. He has a man literally in single coverage, very loose coverage too, right on the first down marker. Chooses not to throw to him. Chooses to throw into quadruple coverage. With a guy standing in front of his receiver. And I've watched that play 14 times just trying to see what, there might be redeeming about it. And there's nothing redeeming about it. It was absolutely horrific. So if you're a Dolphins fan, I'm so sorry. But I would jump ship now. You can come.
So that's a dumpster fire where I'd be like, just start plugging in the young players and let them get the experience and go ham and hope that they can just get good game reps.
If you're a fan of the Dolphins, you can come over and cheer for the Bills.
I think I like yesterday. I literally saw a video on TikTok, and it was like the halftime. It was like the halftime for I think one of the later games, and it was Rex Ryan who pretty much stated that someone picked the Dolphins to win that game yesterday because they have talent. But here's the thing, he said you can have all the talent in the world, but that team is a team that has talent but doesn't respect their coach.
Oof.
Interesting.
They play like they don't care about Mike McDaniel. They play like they're playing so bad, but they have the talent, but are playing so bad. So at what point in time, at what point do you put Mike McDaniel on the pedestal and not just Tua?
I think there's a lot of, I agree.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think at this point they're just so far gone that like there's multiple things that have to change.
Yeah,
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mike McDaniel's a better offensive coordinator than he is a head coach.
agree.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm not ready to jump off the dolphin ship, but that's just because I don't know how to swim. So I might go down with the ship, but I think that division is atrocious. And I think, well, not the whole division. I think I'm sorry. I think that division I think that they are not the worst team in that division. I think the Patriots are going to be. Yep. I might be very wrong on that, but the Patriots did not look good. It's not one of the games we have on our list to cover, but I think that if you line up, talent for talent, as Sean alluded to, the Dolphins have a lot of talent on their team. If Tua can maybe clear like concussion protocol every drive before he goes out there, he might not make some of those interceptions. But like we've seen them be really good with this same team, and I'm probably holding on to too much of that hope. But I'm not ready to give up yet.
That is going to be a very unpopular opinion in our Discord.
That's okay.
I'm pretty sure Jake's just going to preemptively clip that the second he sees it in editing.
He should.
Yeah. I was also going to say, I think there was 2 people in our admin pick'ems that picked the Raiders over the Patriots. Yeah, it was myself and Ethan.
Yeah, I mean,
if that I feel like the preseason hype definitely got to people up in regards to the Patriots, and I think once I saw the depth chart and where they've had like their young talent, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I need to chill and not buy in on them so much. But that's enough of talking about bad things. Let's talk about arguably the best team this week. The Green Bay Packers.
What?
I said arguably.
There's no argument. There's no argument. Timeout. You can say arguably the second best team.
No, I stand by what I said because y'all still gave up 40 points. And your defense is Swiss cheese.
Okay. If anyone's defense is Swiss cheese, it's the Baltimore Ravens at this point. But let's continue on.
Yeah. But I did pick the Packers in this game, but I thought it was going to be like a last-second field goal. I did not think they were going to come out and dominate the whole game and make the best offense in the league from last season look like a high school JV team. Like I was not prepared for that. And I think that starts with one of the biggest trades in a while, with them getting Micah Parsons. I think he changed the identity of that defense. And I know a lot of Packers fans are sad that they lost Kenny Clark, but I think the dynamic nature of what Micah brings to the table makes up for that.
For sure.
I think he was on a snap count. I'm not 100% certain of that.
He definitely was, yeah.
Because I think he played under 30 snaps. But he still had, I think, 3 pressures, which one of those was a sack and one of those led to an interception. But because he's so dynamic and good, he's opened up a lot for what's a younger defense to step up and make plays, which is good because I think there's 3 other linemen that recorded sacks as well. But yeah, I think their defense is going to be good. But I think something else that is big for Packers fans is Jordan Love played very efficient. He was, I think, 16 for 22. He looked healthy. Only 188 yards, but he had 2 passing touchdowns. And then Josh Jacobs, I think that's one area that I'm a little bit more concerned in, is their run game didn't look particularly good. I think he had just around 20-ish carries for like 65-ish yards and a touchdown. But I think the more that they play, the more their O-line will come together. So,
Great.
yeah.
I definitely agree with that statement.
Yeah. But yeah, go ahead. The highlight of the week.
Speaking of O-lines doing a great job. So I just want everyone to raise their hand. Who turned off the Bills game before the end? Anyone here? Oh, good. Okay, cool. No fake fans. I actually had a meeting on Monday, and I go into the meeting and I'm wearing my Bills hoodie. And the client who I've worked with for a really long time, and they know I'm a big Bills fan, he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry about the Bills game." And I'm like, "What?"
Why?
He was like, "Yeah, I'm so sorry." And like, I thought at first it was really like, nuanced, advanced, analysis that, they didn't really look that solid. No, he was like, "Yeah, that's just terrible that they lost by that much." And I was like, "Oh, sweetheart, they won." I mean, yes, to be completely frank, their defense looked absolutely terrible except for Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver really deserved every award that game. Like, he saved it, not only with that forced fumble, but obviously, keeping pressure. What do you say about Josh Allen? It's Josh Allen. It's Josh Allen. I think probably the best analysis that I saw, and this may have been Chris Collinsworth saying this.
Those 2, best analysis and Chris Collinsworth should never be in the same sentence.
Yeah. I don't think it was Chris Collinsworth. I think I saw it on the internet, but I can't remember at this point. Chris Collinsworth during the game was talking about how he didn't understand how the same 50 voters could vote Josh Allen MVP and Lamar Jackson first team All-Pro. And the thing that I saw was, well, watch the game. That is exactly why. Lamar Jackson did like almost everything right, methodical, did everything perfectly. But Josh Allen was the MVP, and he put the team on his back and did it. I will say that while if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm a little concerned about their defense, but their defense started really slow last year, and they got their act together. They were one of the best defenses in the league by the end of the year. I fear that Harbaugh is going to be able to do it again. I'm not super worried. Just maybe don't start them in fantasy for the next couple weeks.
If only somebody had the Ravens on a team of theirs as their defense and was chose not to start them, or maybe they chose to. I can't remember which way it was.
They did choose not to start that defense.
Good call, probably then by that person.
But it was mainly because they were trying to con Tristan into trading for them.
If only. Before we wrap up and go on to my all-time favorite segment ever, the question I have for you as a Bills fan is: do you feel significantly better about your defense because they gave up one fewer point?
No.
Okay. That I think that those are two of the best teams in the NFL, and they're going to walk through most of their other opponents. So, like, I don't feel bad if I'm either team. Like, if you're the Ravens, you're annoyed that you lost that game, but you're still one of the best teams in the league.
But I will say, because I refuse to let you have the last word.
Fair.
I will say that the Ravens defense has the talent, and they just need a little bit of cohesion. You know, I don't know if the Bills defense has the talent. I think it may be a bigger problem with one that they can't actually fix. So if I'm a Ravens fan, I actually come out of that feeling more confident than if I'm a Bills fan or an honest Bills fan.
Well, since I get to start the next segment, I will say that almost sounds like what the Dolphins offense needs. They have the talent. They just need the cohesion. I don't know that they'll ever get there, but we are going to move on to start, bench, break up with for this upcoming week, which I am now going to unilaterally decide to call play, skip, write a breakup song about. Since we are giving them song title awards. And since I am deciding that that's what it's going to be called, I'll kick us off. So my first player that I am going to play this song over and over, the Long Live Award, is J.K. Dobbins of the Denver Broncos this year. I think that if you got J.K. Dobbins on your fantasy team, he was probably not penciled in as a regular starter because you didn't have to draft him early. But right now, I'm doing everything I can to get him into my lineup because I think that is like he's going to get a lot of work. That offense, like, it moves the ball well, but it needs somebody to kind of finish drives, and he showed that he could finish a drive and put the game, well, almost put the game away, but put it to an 8-point lead for the Broncos. So long live J.K. Dobbins on my Denver Broncos. For my skip, the song that I will, I wouldn't skip this song, but the Exile Award, because I am going to skip putting this player in my lineup, is Daniel Jones, and that is because he's playing the Denver Broncos this week. And Denver Broncos have a very good defense. I'm usually one of the most pessimistic Broncos fans you'll run into. But I am firmly in the belief of if you have players playing against the Denver Broncos, you might want to look everywhere else. I would include their receivers in this category. I'd even include Jonathan Taylor in this category. The Colts might just be the Exile Award for getting skipped this week in my lineups if I possibly can. For example, if you had J.K. Dobbins and Jonathan Taylor on a team, I would entertain the idea of benching Jonathan Taylor for J.K. Dobbins. It's always going to depend on your other options, but I don't want to be playing a player that's going against that defense. So those are my first two, and then the player that I'm going to write a breakup song about, the So Long London Award, is Tank Bigsby. Great football move by the Eagles to get a solid backup running back for Saquon Barkley. If you have Saquon Barkley on your team and you happen to already have Tank Bigsby and don't really want to make a waiver move, I think you could hold on to him. But other than that, he's got to be a drop, because his value, while not necessarily super high, is now 0. So I'm not going to be rostering Tank Bigsby on any teams, because I don't like to handcuff players that early in the season, because I feel like you're missing out on good waiver options early in the season. So I will be breaking up with, or writing a breakup song about, Tank Bigsby. But Leighton, what about you? Who are you playing this week?
I, much to my dismay, if you can get Quentin Johnston on waivers, or you happen to draft him and didn't drop him to pick up Jimmy Garoppolo just in case, just a hypothetical, of course.
It's very specific.
Yeah, it just popped into my head. But I mean, this man is very deserving of the could have, would have, should have award, because I could have, would have, and should have started him last week. Quentin Johnston apparently learned how to catch in South America, and that's going to be real big for his career, I think. But speaking of wide receiver,
big if true.
Big if true. I was really disappointed, and I think we should skip Davante Adams. Based off of the conversation and the talk from the Rams this offseason, I really thought that Davante Adams was going to have a bigger piece in their offense. But even with Puka going in and out of the lineup, being evaluated 14 times for a concussion, and getting stitches and things like that, Davante just didn't. So I really wish he or you would. But he's not having a big role, and I think he's more being used as a distraction to free up Puka. So I'd be careful with him. However, I am going to write a breakup song about Tyreek Hill, and he's getting my Better Man award, because I really wish he was a better man. If you have heard the news that came out today, you're probably not surprised that he has new allegations of domestic abuse, and this is not the first time. He's crashing out on the sideline, yelling at his coaches,
Boy,
dropping the ball.
AB 2.0.
Yeah. I think the odds of him having a AB level crash out and quitting / retiring in the middle of a game are much higher than him having 1,000-yard receiving year. So I think for both morals and fantasy football, let's just write a breakup song about Tyreek Hill. Let's just put him away for good.
I like it.
Yeah,
Noah,
like
who do you got?
All right, so for my play this week, I have Emeka Egbuka, the rookie from Ohio State for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Boy, did the sparks fly for him. He was only targeted 6 times, but he made those 6 targets count, hauling in 4 of them for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. And what wound up being the game-winning touchdown, he came into the huddle and called his play. He told Baker, "Throw me a post," and it worked. And I think the Sparks Fly Award is very fitting for him. And then this week I'm going to be skipping Joe Burrow. I had high hope, but I only have him in 1 league, so this is just for me personally. But I also had Justin Herbert on my bench, so I kind of had to skip him. I'm a little salty, but it's fine. But that being said, Joe Burrow did not look good, so I think that is cause for concern. Him and Jamar just seemed very off. Rest in peace, Jamar owners. So yeah,
Would be
I
a
think
great time to offload him, Tristan, if you're
It could be.
Yeah, so for me, his award is the "But Daddy, I Love Him" award. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "But Daddy, I love him. He's gonna be better." Is he? We'll see.
It's hard. It's going to
And
be
then
hard to be worse.
that is true. That is true. And then I am writing a breakup song about Kenneth Walker. He is a down bad dud. And as a Seahawks fan, that hurts me to say, but Charbonnet, the backfield is yours. Yeah.
No,
All
it doesn't
right.
want to say anything else. It's too painful.
I understand. I have Kenneth Walker in a lot of leagues, so I'm not particularly thrilled about his performance. Sean, what about you? Who's your what song are you playing in the form of an NFL football player?
So I'm going to play "Shake It Off" for Josh Allen, so he can just shake off all that hate
Oh.
that Lamar Jackson is better than him. It was proven clearly that Lamar Jackson is not the caliber quarterback that Josh Allen is.
Nope.
But that being said, it already has been kind of given, but exile, I'm sorry. It's time for Jared Goff to go.
Yes.
10 years.
Ooh.
Yes.
10 years in this league, you've made one Super Bowl appearance. And then, what, a year or two after you got traded from your original team, that team went on to win a Super Bowl with the quarterback that replaced you, who's older than you? I mean, come on. At this point in time, I think it's time for Jared Goff to go. So let's exile him to the bench, and then I am writing a breakup song because Mark Andrews, we are never getting back together.
Oh, man.
We are never. Because, man, you let Kyle Pitts get more fantasy points than you. There's an issue. It's time. It's time for him to retire. It's time for him to get cut. If you have Mark Andrews, you can send him to the waivers.
I wholeheartedly agree. I have not heard better advice ever.
Can't confirm.
Yeah.
Shockingly, I have a soft spot in my heart for Mark Andrews, so he might ride the bench a little while longer. But one catch on for 1 yard is on one target is top-notch performance that you look for from your seventh best tight end on your fantasy team. So if you were planning on starting him, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. But I believe that gets us through all of our play, skip, write a breakup song about. What do we have next, Sean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So our next segment is actually the mailbag segment, which is with our Swifty edition. So let's go off. Let's hear some questions. Let's see what you guys had to say for us. Like, what questions you guys had for us.
Yeah, so Sean's obviously stepping in, covering for Jake. So he doesn't know that when you introduce the mailbag segment, you have to stutter over and flounder around trying to tell people where they can submit questions. And then inevitably you just give up and say, I don't know, Jake, where do people submit questions? That's a really important part of the mailbag segment, so just for next time. But yeah, you guys have asked about a bunch of questions, so we're going to kind of go rapid fire here. I think the question that everyone is wondering is, what song are you claiming on The Life of a Showgirl?
I will go first. I'm claiming The Fate of Ophelia because Ophelia is one of my favorite songs by the Lumineers. And so I'm curious to see what happens to her now that Taylor Swift is going to tell us. So dibs. What about you, Noah?
I think I gotta go with Father Figure. I'm curious to see what direction she goes with that song. If it's like a song that winds up being about how Travis is like the guy that she sees fathering her kids, or if it's just a straight up down bad song. Yeah. What do you got, Sean?
Uh, honestly, I'm thinking uh I like Sabrina Carpenter, so I'm actually waiting for the title song, like The Life of a Showgirl. I think the two of them actually getting to record a song together is gonna be, I think it's gonna break the charts.
Probably. Yeah. I am claiming manifesting that Ruin the Friendship is about like the, screw it moment where you're like best friends and man, you just have to give in. It's my favorite part of every single romance novel. So I'm hoping that is what Ruin the Friendship is about. I have a feeling I'm probably wrong, but I'm putting it out into the universe and trying to manifest it.
Definitely
Um,
not a Blake Lively song.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
No, that's what canceled is about.
Mm,
I'm putting that out.
okay.
Yeah. Um, but I think the next question, if you could only keep one album forever, which would you choose?
Ooh.
So this is not actually my favorite album, which is a weird way to answer it, but it would be Debut because that was when I first heard Taylor Swift and became a fan. So I would pick that one because it's what got me started. But thankfully, I don't live in a world where I have to just pick one. So I'm
Thank
gonna
God.
cop out that way. But if I had to, I think it would be Debut because it's where it all started.
Nice. I think so. My initial thought was Folklore because that is my favorite album. It has so many relatable songs for me, like personally on it. But then recently, I've been in such a Tortured Poets Department mood because that also has some very relatable songs to me personally. So I think right now, I'd have to lean toward Tortured Poets Department.
All right. I guess that leaves me next. So I going to it's not my favorite. My favorite album is Fearless, but if I can listen to one album forever, it would be 1989. And uh,
Solid.
yeah, because I mean, if you don't want Jam Out to Shake It Off, or you're not singing to your wildest dreams to your steering wheel, then what are you doing?
Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing.
So while I'm tempted to say Tortured Poets just because of the range on that album, I don't know if I could live without Speak Now. Um, it always
Yeah.
surprises me because like I'm never gonna say that it's my favorite album, but like from like even like the more popular ones and like Mean and stuff like that, like I don't know if I could live without. But then you want me to live through this life without Long Live and Last Kiss? Sorry, I'm just not making it without them. So I'm choosing Speak Now. Um, the next question, which is much lighter, much less depressing. What is your favorite game day snack?
I will say this. Speak Now is my favorite album. So if I picked it, if you say it's not your favorite, you're wrong. But you're entitled to your wrong opinion. But that's okay.
You
Anyway,
didn't pick it.
I didn't, but I gave a great reason, or at least that's the story. But my favorite game day snack when I'm playing games would be orange slices because the last time I played any game of consequence, it was when I was a child. So orange slices, sign me up for. When I'm watching football is wings. Just give me all the wings.
Cauliflower wings.
I mean, I love cauliflower wings too. They're not the ones I pick, but I've had them and they're not bad.
So for like
the wing is a vessel for the sauce and the ranch.
Sauce.
So like,
Mm-hmm.
if I could eat them with a shovel, I would.
Valid. I would watch that. I think so. As an athlete, I typically don't. This goes into like just a superstition. I don't eat before I play, and then usually after I'm done playing, I usually have a smoothie. And then when I'm watching games, it's also wings. Like, you can't beat wings. There's just such a variety. Douse them in ranch. Boy, howdy, that is a good time.
When I played and being a former athlete, pasta was my pregame snack. As a fan watching it, the Pittsburgh and me is gonna come out real fast, so I apologize here. But when I get ready to watch a game, Pirates, Penguins, or Steelers, I'm gonna go to my fridge. I'm gonna pull out an Icy Light. I'm gonna pull out some Isley's chipped ham, and I'm gonna douse in some barbecue sauce. And I'm gonna be eating a hot barbecue ham sandwich down by some Icy Light.
Okay, well, I understood some of those words.
I got ham sandwich, so
those were the ones I got. Yeah. I'm not an athlete, so I don't have a favorite snack when I play. But my favorite snack to eat while watching football is see, you guys went wings, and I'm just going very different direction. But my brother is a big fan of like almond croissant type things, and so I ended up and cheesecake, and so I ended up coming up with this recipe of like this almond croissant crusted cheesecake type thing that it has to be like each slice is like 3,000 calories, but it's amazing, and I will eat the entire thing. So that's my favorite.
Nice.
I think this next one is the one that people have been waiting for the longest. Might be a little controversial. Team Logan or Team Jess?
Yeah, my answer to this question is Team Jacob.
Because you're big into wolves, or you just find Taylor Lautner hot?
Twilight is the greatest love story of a generation. It's not.
Does Jacob get his true love?
Oh, I didn't say that it works out for him. I'm just saying.
It's really tragic for him, and then he falls in love with an infant. So,
Team Jacob all the way, solely because Taylor Lautner married somebody who's now also named Taylor Lautner, and I think that's the greatest power move you could ever do. This is me and my wife, and we have the same names.
Pretty amazing.
I am afraid I have no idea what the hap is heckening. I feel like there's a show I need to go binge to give a true answer.
I think it's Gilmore Girls, right?
It is Gilmore Girls, yeah.
Okay, that's the one show I've been meaning to watch. So yeah, I will binge it, and I will give my answer at some point randomly in an intro.
Okay.
So,
oh no,
I haven't also watched Gilmore Girls.
Oh, I'm about to get a whole diagram.
I thought we were going to get Team Dean. None of
So
you know who that is. It's okay.
It's the mom's boyfriend, right?
Winchester.
yeah, I was gonna say I know
No.
Dean Winchester.
Yeah.
I'll be Team Dean. Um, um, so I'm just gonna pick one here,
Okay.
just for the sake of the argument. I'm gonna go with Team Jess.
Okay. That's a very popular one online, so I think you're probably going to win over a lot of people. Um, I think they are all absolutely horrible.
Cop
I
out.
think I'm still going to pick.
Okay.
Yeah. They're absolutely all horrible. They all treat her horribly. She shouldn't be with any of them. But Logan's rich, so if you have to be with someone horrible, you might as well be with someone who's horrible and rich.
Horribly rich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kidding. He's also the hottest. So.
Hot
That
twist.
can't hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot and money. 2-0.
Jimmy G. If Taylor Swift was a football player, what position do you think she would play?
She'd play mastermind, obviously, aka quarterback. Because she can't be the head coach and scheme everything up, since the question was about what position would she play, she'd be quarterback. Like, she might be running plays, setting up plays for like 6 years in advance, but she'd be tearing defenses apart with those mastermind skills.
I think I'm inclined to agree, but then also there's like the aspect where she just like absolutely mowed us over with the emotional status of her last album, and based on that, I think I'd have to say middle linebacker because she's still commandeering a position and a side of the ball, but then her like lyricism is like dominating and running us over.
I'm gonna have to say, because it's a pun, and it's a really funny pun, but running back, because she could be swift as fuck. And in a little homage to
She could be a combination of Jonathan Taylor and DeAndre Swift.
exactly. So running back, it fits.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say running back because of her thighs and her quads.
Quadzilla,
Yeah.
aka AJ Dillon. I think that's his
Yeah, I
nickname.
think it was AJ Dillon.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I don't know. This is great. I'm gonna go kicker. Actually, that was my original thought, just because I think she's just got those legs for it.
Well, she can perform for 3 hours in all kinds of different heeled outfits. She could kick a football. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Men can do it.
How hard could it be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's the best football game you've ever watched?
Ooh.
I mean, I could answer this like a billion ways. I think the first one I really watched that like locked me in as a huge football fan was Super Bowl 32 when the Broncos won when I was just a little feller. That was like the highlight. I was like, oh, this is the coolest thing. We won. We're the champs. And
None of us were alive then.
Well, one of us was. It was me. Yeah, that's probably the one. But like in person, it'd probably be like college football game or something that I've been to. I haven't been to that many dramatic NFL games because they cost $1 billion. And I did get to see Tim Tebow get destroyed by the Detroit Lions one year. That was fun.
Is that what prompted your Tebowing streak on Instagram?
Didn't hurt it. Yeah. Yeah.
I think for me, it would be the 2017 national championship between Alabama and Georgia. I was watching that with probably about 10 to 15 Georgia fans, and I was the only Alabama fan there. So yeah, that one felt pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. And then I think honorable second would be the 2013 Super Bowl. Sorry, Tristan. Yeah.
That day never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. My second favorite game watching that my team wasn't in, or I guess my favorite where a team wasn't involved that I cared about was the Patriots Seahawks Super Bowl when they should have handed it off for the exact like revenge.
Wow.
I was watching it with a ton of Seahawks fans, and like I was
so mad. I'm still mad. Yeah, still mad.
Like
that's why he brought it up.
It's not why I brought it up. No, I can understand the pain, but I feel like since the Broncos got obliterated, it's easy to just not be that hurt by that Super Bowl. So sorry for pouring a little salt in that wound.
It's fine. I started saying it, and then I was like, oh. And then I was like, I'm just finishing it.
As someone very wise once said, "You're not sorry," and so maybe I wasn't.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think for me, I've watched I've watched a decent amount of football. Most of the games I'm gonna say are gonna be Steeler games, but my top favorite has to be the 2017 week 15, I'm so sorry, game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots, where we had the Steelers had a game-winning drive that would have won the game, but it was overturned because it was a caught ball that was called not a catch.
Oh, it was the one where he like stretches across the end zone wallies. Yeah.
Jesse James caught that ball, and I'll die on that hill.
He went to Penn State, if you were curious.
Yep, he did go to Penn State. My second favorite game is the Super Bowl against the Cardinals, and it is the James Harrison interception in the red zone, and he ran that all the way back for a pick six. And then there's also that gave us ring number 6, and then ring number 5 was against the Seahawks. Sorry, Noah. But those would have to be probably about my favorite games.
So I am not going to pick a game that my team was in. While there is an honorable mention to the entire Week 18 run for 2021, the 2021 year, I don't know what was in the air, but there was just something about the Week 18 game, so that's an honorable mention. But while this is not the best stat-wise, I think probably the best game I have ever watched is 2022 December, I don't know what day, but Rams versus Raiders, Baker Mayfield saving his career. I think that was just one of the most magical experiences, knowing that he had absolutely no clue what the play calls were and anything, and just watching him absolutely ball out. That was legendary, and it saved his career, and I'm very happy that it did. So that is my pick. But we would love to hear what all of y'all's answers are. And if you have any hot burning questions for us, I can't promise that it will be the same people answering them next time, but you should come and tell us what questions you want to hear. And I promise that next time Jake will be back, and I hopefully will not have a migraine. And so Tristan is trying to give me cues on what I'm supposed to be saying here, and it's really funny.
Oh, I didn't mean to highlight that for you. I was just clicking on things. Yes, say this.
I was like, wow, okay, all right. I guess I'm not doing that very
No.
well.
Step it up.
But we would love to hear from you guys, and we really hope that you guys made it all the way through. Just like you should stick all the way through an episode, just like the Bills fans should have stayed at the stadium. I don't know. But either way, I will see you next time on the Playbook.
Take care.
See everyone later.
Dude.